What up, Super Fun Force? It's Captain Gamester. Today we're going to take a look at the NERF Rival 22-100. So I believe this means it's the 22nd blaster, or number 22 in their line. But I do know that the 100 stands for 1 round capacity. So you kind of just ignore the 2 zeros. But again, let me know if you guys, if this 22 means something else. Otherwise, I'm super excited for this blaster. Let's take a look at it. Here's the side of the box, showing off the new Accu rounds. The back, they kind of show you this chart where the older rounds supposedly would spread fire, but I mean, whatever, take that with a grain of salt. I think they're pretty good in terms of being equivalent. I'm sure these are a bit more accurate. I don't know if this is exactly as accurate as they claim it to be, but I mean, I'm all for it. I don't mind shooting the yellow or the blue rounds or whatever, as long as they're actually NERF branded. And there you go, pullback priming T-bar. But I think, again, priming, a lot of people have been using the term, but I think that that's more for like lighting a cannon or something like that, like priming something to be exploded. I mean, obviously you could still use it interchangeably, but I just say, you just cock back the spring, right? I mean, whatever, whatever guys, you prefer. But anyways, yeah, this is a cool blaster. So it is a single shot, so it's a last minute sidearm, or you can just have target practice fun with it, or you can do like pistols only type of rounds or games when you guys play. But anyways, I got this as more of like a pistols only round, or as a backup to one of my primary blasters. And yeah, let's take a look at it. I'm going to cut it open. They've already released a single shot blaster for this line. It's called the Knockout. The difference with the Knockout, I think they're both awesome and they both have their place. So the Knockout is like smaller for sure. It's probably about like this size. And when you cock it back, you have to place the round inside. Then you have to push back the barrel that pops open, like this has the pop-up barrel. And then you have to also push the spring back again, which actually is from underneath, to fire it. So there's like an additional step, whereas this one, you only need to cock it back once, push in the barrel, and then fire. So there's that trade-off. And then the Knockout, in addition to being smaller, it does have two kind of like half circle indentations, so that on each side of the barrel you can place 2 rival rounds. So there's a total of 5, right? You get 2, then 2, and then 1 inside. This one you can only load and hold 1, and then once you fire that, you have to reload as normal. So let's go down here so I don't scratch the blaster right away. This also has another pretty cool advantage, although, or I would say feature. Okay, and let's check it out. So, nice. Wow, this thing feels so great in the hand. And this is definitely going to be one that's easy to spin, as you can see there. And yeah, there's the back side of it. The color combination is what really gets me. Now, when I first saw these new generation of rival blasters, I honestly already knew that they just were not going to be as good as the original releases, which, obviously like the Nemesis, the Perseus, the Prometheus, those are all, battery and motor operated, but, they had the Hades and the Artemis, they had the Takedown, and then they released like the curve shot line. So, those, well, the shotgun version didn't load properly, but the other one with the cocking bar, or the, I think it is called the curve shot. Oh my gosh, I just saw that. I just played with it a couple days ago. But anyways, that one was really, really nice. So I unfortunately hadn't had a chance to get that one, and it's more expensive now. So we'll see, although my nephew does have one. So we at least have it, in the collection between the two of us. So as I was saying though, I really wanted one of these rival blasters from this generation because I really like the color combination. You got the dark blue that contrasts, or the black that contrasts this like bright blue and kind of like neonish highlighter yellow, which is super nice. And then of course they have the safety orange right there. But the design too, like this, it has like this futuristic but like retro look. Like there was like blocks just like bolted on, it's almost like something that's very, basic and gnarly, and, at the same time, it's very futuristic looking. So really nice. And then, yeah, it has a green infrared here. So as I was saying, the other difference between the Knockout and this is that you get the sight. Now, the thing about the sight So I have tested this before. I own, mine, and it does shoot very accurately. Then when it's back here, it shoots straight, but when you push it forward, then it starts to compensate for like the curvature and the longer distance. Think of like the old iron sights, World War I, World War II weapons and rifles that, especially with grenade launchers and things like that, you have to kind of adjust to get the kind of like the lobbing effect, right? Because obviously the trajectory decreases over time, right? So the farther you shoot it, the trajectory starts out really straight, and then it'll start to curve down. So it kind of helps you like aim that way if you're trying to do target practicing, or you're trying to shoot like a stationary target, from a longer distance, or like under, maybe even behind a barrel. So it's almost like a mini curve shot, like just like an aim to help you aim, right? Because all blasters, balls, and darts and everything will eventually curve down. So that being said, the last thing it does come with are 3 rounds hidden right in there, the new Accu rounds. There's an instruction manual in the back, but we're just gonna kind of ignore that. So there you go. They look more like golf balls now, so that's probably where they've gotten their inspiration. Again, these are awesome. Look at that, super soft. And yeah, definitely look more like golf balls with the hexagonal pattern. And the color is just amazing. It's like this really, again, bright kind of royal blue, however you want to call it. So I don't want to dry fire it, so I'll give you one example. I'll fire it at the wall in front of me and it'll bounce back. But what you do, again, is you cock the spring back. Then you see how the front of the barrel pops forward, which will basically expose the breech here and the barrel. Then you put your round in, and then all you have to do at this point, don't have to push back in the spring here. You just push back in the barrel, which I'm not sure how the mechanism works as to why you need to do that, both with this and the knockout, but you do. And then like that, you're ready to fire. And go. Oh, my safety's on, which is nice. All rivals have the safeties. I put it on, as you guys saw before I opened it. So yeah, super nice. And to me, one thing that I notice sometimes too when I fire it, if you don't pull this back and cock it strong enough, sometimes this will get stuck. But there's a really easy and quick workaround. So let me show you that. If I pull it back, let's say at like half my strength or something. See, okay, there. So I didn't pull it back with enough of like a jolt. So this didn't pop open. So all you have to do in that situation is you just give it a quick pull. Like that. So you got to do that type of like kind of jolt burst motion. So when you cock it back, you want to do it at that right strength each time. But if for some reason, let's say your hand slipped or you didn't get it, then you just come back here and you just pop it again, basically. I also think, yeah, there you go. And you can also hold the trigger down, pull the spring back, and you can let it go, and it will uncock it, and it will return it to normal. Then you just push this back in. There you go, and put it back in safety. So that is a NERF Rival Fate. Again, I think there's only 3 others that just aren't functional. They're probably just more for fun, like if you're just sitting around, you want to plink stuff, or just kind of like, fire a few rounds at your buddy and have some laughs or whatever, or your brother or your friend, or, whatever. Safely, though, always safely. Playing with the family and the friends, or maybe around work in the office. But this is the only, one that for the price I decided to put into my collection, because the other ones I just, wouldn't use, and I couldn't justify having them just for looks. Unless maybe I see them super, super cheap or something at a thrift store in the future, then I could see myself picking one up. But definitely I'd rather play with all of the previous rivals, all the way up to a few in the curve shot line. So let's hope that NERF keeps the line going, which they did last year. So hopefully this year we'll see some more models. These are still in stores, but we'll see some more functional models, maybe some reskins of the Perseus and the Nemesis and stuff like that, just to keep the solid blasters alive. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. It's like they have such a solid lineup of rival blasters. They just have to like reskin them, because I know X-Shot's doing that a lot, and they just have to basically promote people to play with them, have events and stuff like that, do like some videos or a series where people can have like games similar to like airsoft or paintball with objectives or points, and maybe open up arenas. Anyways, thanks so much for hanging out, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Did you pick up any of the NERF rivals? If so, which are your favorite ones? Maybe I'll take a look at them again. If you have the Fate, give me a thumbs up. All right, don't forget, keep your faith, say a prayer, spread that love, be positive, be thankful. Be coming back at you. Peace.